Here's a video that might get me into trouble because I legitimately don't know who can I criticize. No, seriously, it's literally gotten to the point where before making a video, I have to wonder myself, are the people at YouTube fine with the fact that I might criticize someone? I mean, usually, if you talk about, I don't know who, you're going to get a label under your video directing people to click on their website. Did you notice that? Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? But I think they are trying to become the most unpopular organization amongst the common plebs now. I'm sure the media and institutions and NGOs, they. But when it comes to the common people, like the ones that I speak with day to day, either on the internet or in real life, they really do not appreciate Doctor Who. In fact, they're actually happy that the United States has decided to pull away funding for now. I read an article which was absolutely amazing. Like, if that was not hysterical, I didn't know what it was. It's like, oh, America pulling money from Doctor Who. Oh, it's going to cause millions of people to die. It's like, motherfucker, are you insane? Like, you are not an organization that is funding hospitals. You know, you're not an organization that is there to save people's lives. No, you are a political arm of the UN. Now, some of the people at that organization are indeed doctors, but they're politicians first and foremost. And I literally do not see the relevance. Like, the United States already has the CDC, the Centers of Disease Control. Most nations around the world already have similar organizations to the CDC in their nations. And on top of that, we live in the age of the internet, where it's very easy for scientists to coordinate and share information. Like, there are so many websites and so many forums where doctors from around the world coordinate and talk with each other that I genuinely do not see the purpose of the WHO. Like, I understand, you know, the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, like people who actually go there and save, even though on the internet someone say like, oh, those are organizations are corrupt as well. I don't know. I don't, you know, but like, this is a political organization. Political. I generally like do not care about what they think. I care about what the doctors from my country thinks. That's like the first and foremost. But anyway, right? Yeah, horrible. They've been defunded. Boo fucking who. Do you know who is going to quadruple their funding? Or at least increase it? Ireland. Ireland is going to virtue signal and pay more money to doctor. Okay, perfect. Perfect. You know, like their decision. But I hate anyone that blames America. It's like, oh, America has pulled funding. It's not the duty of the American taxpayer to save the world. Is that like a thing? Was that ever mentioned? Like the American taxpayer should fund organizations that are going to police or give healthcare to the rest of the world? If they want to, fine, but they're not obligated. It's charity. Go somewhere else and beg for money. God damn it. And honestly, like their PR is at an utter worst. Like the very moment the pandemic happens, and they took a while before they labeled it a pandemic, even though like any average joke would say, yeah, this thing kind of spread around the world. I think you can call it a pandemic by now. No, the Doctor Who was like, no, you're not supposed to call it that. And I think they even shamed some political leaders who mentioned that it's a pandemic. No. Oh, locking the borders. No need to lock the borders, because yes, if the disease is in a place of the world and you're saying, okay, until the disease goes away, no travel in and out of that particular place, yeah, there's no need to lock the borders, because I guess the disease will just teleport into the United States. It's just going to have a couple of warlocks summon people from within China. Is that how it works? I don't know. But I remember like the first thing they did is they went to social media. And they got Google and Facebook and, you know, all the social media giants. And it's like, how can we censor people? Because that is what a doctor does, isn't it? Like, that is what a doctor does. Like, when you get sick, the first thing your doctor tells you, look, this is what you need to talk with your neighbors. And they talk with everyone in the apartment building. And it's like, look, John is sick. Here is what you're allowed and you're not allowed to say about John. You know, like that. Is that how it works? You know, the way I view the world is that there are two types of people. The first type of people that I want to be neighbors with and I want to live with. And the second type of people is the type of people that I want to be away from. Like, if they move into my space, I need to get out for my own physical mental safety. These people, if it were up to me, I would round them up. I would round them up and make them live with each other so they can see how insufferable they are. Live with each other for only a week or so, because more than that would be cruel and inhumane punishment. And then they would be begging in order to live with people like me. So what am I talking about? The first group of people, ones that I want as neighbors, are people who want to be left the fuck alone. Just leave us alone, alright? None of your leave us alone. The second type of people are people who cannot leave others alone. Like, they legitimately cannot sleep at night if they know that their neighbor thinks something they don't want the neighbor to think. It's like, oh, my neighbor did this and that. Oh, I can't sleep at night. You know, like, my neighbor does not read the Bible. Oh, that is so horrible. Or my neighbor doesn't believe trans women are women. Oh, this is horrible. Yeah, these are the second type of people. And in order to find out which type of people you're dealing with, so you don't waste a lot of time, you can stereotype, and it usually works. You know, like, the moment I find that someone is in group B, I just move away from them. There's no point in interacting. There's really, like, it's wasted energy on my part. My ATP is expensive. You ask them the question: are people allowed to partake in certain activities that may be harmful to them? Yes or no? You know, like, is a person able to decide for himself if he should want to partake in an activity that he knows may be harmful for them? And if they say no, it's like, okay, I know which type of person you are. But it seems like a lot of people are in the mentality that no, people shouldn't do things that may be harmful to them. People belong to the government. Your life is to the government, and you should make sure that you contribute as much as you can for the government. I disagree. I really disagree. No, you know, like, if I want to smoke, it's none of your fucking business. And yet there are people out there legislating right now about others' abilities to smoke, where they can smoke, how they can smoke, what they can smoke. It's like, I'm not even a smoker and this pisses me off. Like, I understand somewhere in the United Kingdom, there was the legislation, I don't know if it passes, like, you weren't able to smoke in your own car. Like, you're alone in your own car and you're not allowed to smoke. Why? Because some moral busybodies can't sleep at night if you're smoking in your car, can they, right? So now we see the same thing. It's like, let's restrict alcohol because it's harmful. Yes, it is. I think they already tried it in the United States to restrict alcohol. Here's the gist with the restriction of alcohol, okay? In some cultures it works, in other cultures it doesn't. For example, in Soviet Russia, any leader which has ever tried to raise the taxes on vodka has stepped down from office after 2 years. And I say Soviet Russia, but I mean actually the Russia in general. When it was, you know, even when it had kings, like, literally anyone that fucked with the prices of vodka had to step down within 2 years, right? That is a culture where you will never be able to ban alcohol. And then you have cultures like Saudi Arabia and Qatar, where, yeah, if they find you with alcohol, they're going to flog you. But I guess flogging isn't detrimental to a person's health. Alcohol is, huh? So that is like the question, you know? Like, I mean, if you want to live in a society where people aren't allowed to do things that might be harmful to them, why would you give fines to people? Why would you imprison them? I mean, imprisoning someone may be harmful to them. Like, let's take this to the logical conclusion. But anyway, right, so in America, they tried banning alcohol. You cannot ban alcohol because unlike other illegal substances, like, let's say, I don't know, la cocaína, donde estas la cocaína? In order to grow la cocaína, you need to have a plantation. Like, people drive by the plant, they see it. It's like, oh, la cocaína. And then the cops come. So it's a lot easier to regulate. Alcohol, however, is made from fruits. Literally anyone with a distillery in their basement can create alcohol if they have access to fruits. And not to mention, like, I noticed this push recently, where in order to fight the pandemic, it's like, all right, do you know what's harmful during the pandemic? Going to a job. We're going to lock everyone in their houses so they don't die from the virus, but they can starve to death later on. Like, how is this, like, And why is it that people do not have the same mentality during other crises? For example, in Europe, last year, I might be mistaken, but I think it was like around 90,000 people that died because of heat waves. Why do we not shut down public transport during rush hours, like at 3 p.m. when the heat wave is the biggest? Why doesn't the government fund air conditioning in people's homes? You know, like, oh, do you want people to die? Like, is there, you know, like any type of danger that can exist in society without the government having to step in to keep people safe? Because we're not the government's children. That's what pisses me off the most about all of this. You know, I mean, okay, I get it. All right, you stopping the economy, quarantining and whatnot. Okay, fine, it's done. But now, like, enough. Oh no, you're not allowed to drink alcohol now. You shut the fuck up. Especially in a time when you're locked in your home. How can I cope? I'm forced to cohabitate with my girlfriend for like the last couple of months. Let me have my alcohol, Jesus. Look at this shit, right? It compromises the body's immune system and increases the risk of adverse health outcomes. No, man, I genuinely thought that alcohol is really good for you. Like, I thought that if you're a drinker, you gain IQ points and you become a genius. I thought it's like the miracle cure. I thought I'm drinking snake oil here. Oh, luckily I was informed that drinking alcohol is bad for you. Who would have known? And why stop at alcohol? Smoking is bad. Let's ban that too. You know, watching porn is very horrible. Let's ban that too. You know, any type of entertainment is bad. Why are you doing entertainment? You could do something productive. Why would you watch anime? You should go out and jog. That's good for you. Healthy for the soul. Why would you play video games? Like, literally, like, you can make the argument, and then you can have a list of things that are permissible, and anything that's not permissible is a sin. And there you go, you banned everything. You know, like, make sure people just work 12 hours a day, then have like 1 hour to make coochie with their girlfriend so they can have 6 or 7 kids, and that's it. Just work, no more fun, no more entertainment, obviously no alcohol, no cigarettes, and that's how we fight the pandemic. Oh, and stay in your house. During the pandemic, we should really ask ourselves, what risks are we taking in leaving people under lockdown in their homes with a substance that is harmful both in terms of their health and the effect of their behavior? How about you let that up to the people to wonder? I love this. Like, we should, who is we? Who is we? We should really ask ourselves, who is we? Because I'm not part of we. Do I get funding from China so you can call me part of we? We should really ask ourselves. Okay, ask yourselves and shut the fuck up. Jesus fucking Christ, these people. Yeah, you know, like, they're really struggling to become unpopular. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, do ban alcohol in Eastern Europe. See what happens. Just see what happens. Ban it in Eastern Europe. Yeah, I agree. You know what? If it's a legislation to ban alcohol in Eastern Europe, I would vote on it for the rules. I would be like, yes, absolutely. Let's just see where this takes us. You know, social experiment. But with one caveat. Like you would have to put this in for me to vote on it. Every time you go to a bar that has now probably been shut down because lack of sales, it should be on the door. Who did this for your safety? You know, like, literally everywhere. Whenever you pay a tax extra for alcohol, or whenever you go to a place that is now closed because they can't serve alcohol anymore, it should write down, like, exactly the politician that voted for it and proposed the legislation, and of course the who advocated for it. And then I'm all for it. Then I'll be like, yes, absolutely, vote for this.